All right, have a look around you. Chances are you're sitting in a chair right now. I mean, it's one of the most common objects in our lives, something we barely even think about. But what if I told you that simple object has an epic hidden history, one that stretches back thousands of years, from divine thrones to symbols of revolution? So let's uncover the secret history of your chair. Our journey is going to start in a period of, well, beautiful chaos, the 19th century. Seriously, this was not a time of just one or two simple trends. It was a total explosion of competing ideas. You had designers looking to every corner of history for inspiration, creating this incredible, rich tapestry of styles all at once. So, for example, you had styles like the Rococo Revival. Just think pure opulence. We're talking elaborate flowing curves, incredibly detailed ornamentation. I mean, this was furniture that demanded to be noticed. It was a direct callback to the super aristocratic styles of 18th century France. But get this, happening at the exact same time, you had the Gothic Revival, and it was the complete opposite. Dark, heavy, really dramatic. It pulled all its inspiration from medieval cathedrals, with their pointed arches and that intricate stonework called tracery. It was solemn and serious, where Rococo was all light and playful. And then, as you might expect, came a reaction to all of that. The arts and crafts movement. These folks totally rejected the over-the-top decoration and the new factories that were just churning out furniture. They championed simplicity, honest-to-goodness craftsmanship, and natural materials. The whole idea was that you could actually see the hand of the maker and the final piece. So this all brings up a really big question, right? Why? Why this sudden, almost dizzying variety of styles all happening at once? You've got Rococo, Gothic, arts and crafts, neoclassical. What on earth was going on in the world to cause such a creative storm? Well, it all connects in this kind of perfect storm of technology, class, and taste. The Industrial Revolution brought mass production, which made furniture accessible to way more people than ever before. This created a brand new middle class that was super eager to express its status, and designers responded by just reviving styles from all throughout history. Gothic, Renaissance, Rococo, you name it, they revived it to meet this new demand. But to really, truly get the roots of this whole design-obsessed world, we have to jump back another century, to the 18th century. And we need to meet the man who basically wrote the rule book for furniture design, Thomas Chippendale. The 18th century is often called the golden age of English furniture, and Thomas Chippendale was its absolute superstar. He wasn't just a craftsman, he was an innovator who completely changed the game. And this is how he did it. In 1754, he published this book, The Gentleman and Cabinet Maker's Director. Now, that might not seem like a huge deal to us today, but back then, it was revolutionary. No cabinet maker had ever published a catalog of their own designs before. It was like a master chef publishing their secret recipe book for the entire world to see. See, the director wasn't just a book of pretty pictures. It was a practical guide. It had these detailed blueprints for all the hot styles of the day, Rococo, Gothic, and even these really cool Chinese-inspired designs. And all of a sudden, a cabinet maker in, say, Philadelphia could create a sophisticated London-style chair. The book just spread ideas like wildfire, and in a way, it democratized high style. And Chippendale was a master of blending these influences. Take chinoiserie, for example. This was basically a European fantasy of what Chinese design was like, full of latticework, pagodas, dragons, the whole shebang. Chippendale didn't just adopt this style, he perfected it and sold it to the world through his book. He became a true global trendsetter. Okay, so Chippendale made high-style furniture accessible, but that just raises an even deeper question, doesn't it? Why did people care so much in the first place? Where do we get this ancient idea that what you sit on says something important about who you are? For that answer, we have to go way, way back. So now we're jumping thousands of years into the past, all the way to Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Believe it or not, this is where the story of your chair truly begins. Just look closely at this ancient carving. It's almost 4,500 years old. What we're seeing here is the Sumerian king Ur-Nanshe. And notice, he is seated. In a world where pretty much everyone else sat on the ground, just possessing a piece of furniture, even a simple stool, was a profound statement. It literally and figuratively raised you above everybody else. The timeline here is just staggering. The whole concept of the throne is as old as our very first cities. From the absolute beginning of civilization, special seating was reserved for the powerful. It wasn't about comfort, it was all about authority. I mean, kings were literally buried with their furniture, and they ruled from these elaborate seats of power.
And this idea was everywhere, even on a tiny little cylinder seal, an object people used to sign documents. The visual shorthand for "this person is important" was to show them sitting on a special stool. The message was crystal clear and universal. The person who is sitting down is the person in charge. So this is the crucial point to take away. For the first few thousand years of its existence, furniture had almost nothing to do with relaxation or everyday life for ordinary people. It was a technology of power, a tool that was used to enforce social hierarchy, plain and simple. Okay, so let's bring this all home. Let's connect the dots. How in the world did we get from a sacred object reserved for a king to the comfy chair that's probably in your living room right now? Well, you can think of it as a journey in 3 big steps. It starts as the throne, an object of pure, unadulterated power. Then it evolves into the masterpiece, an object of cultural status and wealth, made famous by designers like Chippendale. And finally, thanks to the factory, it becomes the household good, an everyday object of comfort and function for all of us. Take a look at this ancient scene from what's called the Standard of Ur. The king is the biggest figure, right? And he's the only one sitting on an elaborate seat. He is literally set apart and above every single other person. That stark hierarchy, that's the origin story of furniture. And that, ultimately, is the secret history hiding in your chair. It's the story of the democratization of status. It's a journey from a world of divine rights where only a king could sit on a throne to our modern domestic life where we all have a place at the table, where we all have a seat. So the next time you pull up a chair, just take a second. Think about its incredible journey, from a symbol of absolute power in ancient Samaria, through the workshops of 18th century London, through the noisy factories of the Industrial Revolution, all the way to you, right now. And ask yourself, what story does your furniture tell?